Hey, Friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Stephen Larson. Available wherever podcasts can be found. Of course, taped live at the Twitch, twitch.tv/Stephen Larson. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about some NXT. We're talking about the G1, some results from that. We're going to be talking about, of course, AEW Dynamite, Quake at the Lake, the huge return of one CM Punk. He's back.
Phil's back.
Seems obvious what the all-out main event is going to be.
Oh, yes.
And we're going to talk about a little bit of AEW Beyond Dynamite and some talent frustration and what head honcho Tony Khan has to say about that. But first, let's talk about Vince McMahon just paying money hand over fist. Larson, what's going on?
So yesterday, that would be August 9th, WWE issued an SEC filing. They've done this periodically since this investigation into Vince was revealed. This particular filing stated the company had uncovered more payments made by Vince McMahon. This is what it said. Quote, the company has determined that 2 additional payments totaling $5 million unrelated to the allegations that led to the special committee investigation that Mr. McMahon made in 2007-2009 should have been recorded in the company's consolidated financial statements. Together, these unrecorded expenses total $19.6 million. The company has evaluated the unrecorded expenses and has determined that such amounts should have been recorded as expenses in each of the periods in which they became probable and estimable. Estimable. That's not a word you see very often. All payments underlying the unrecorded expenses were or will be paid by Mr. McMahon personally. The special committee investigation remains ongoing.
Yeah, man. Let's hear it for one more while it's still happening. Let's get one more. God damn it, pal. So this is an ongoing thing, man. It's gonna keep on digging up more and more.
There's gonna be more of these filings with more revelations of more payments.
Yeah. Can we do like a channel point bet on what's the over under is on this? It's like
wow.
Whammies, you know.
Wow. Yeah. Who knows? It's gonna be a lot. It already is a lot. It's gonna be a lot though.
You think it's gonna get past 30 mil?
It's entirely possible.
40 mil, Larson? Between 30 and 40. Oh, okay. Between 30 and 40. That's Larson's bet, everybody. If this was Family Feud, it'd be between 30 and 40, not all the way up to 200. Anyways,
no.
Let's talk about this. Yeah, I mean that's just there's your update on Vince McMahon. He ain't in the WWE anymore. He's not actively involved in WWE.
No, he's just the largest shareholder.
Exactly. Yeah.
Outside of that, not involved in WWE whatsoever. Let's talk about this, though, because there'd been some chatter on Twitters, on internets about AEW talents maybe being a bit frustrated by a lack of television time on AEW programming. Well, Tony Khan, he appeared on Superstar Crossover with Josh Martinez.
Josh Martinez?
Talked. Not J Mart.
J Mart?
Not J Mart, I don't think, unless J
Mart got a scoop.
It'd be pretty awesome if J Mart got a scoop.
What a Superstar Crossover.
And then, so Tony Khan talked about all that. That's what he had to say. Quote, we have a great crew. We're very happy with the shows we've been doing. We have a great team of people. I recently did some promotions and add to the team. We talked about that a while back while there was that press release where it was announced they brought in Madison Rayne. A bunch of people got promoted, got new responsibilities. Anyways, Tony Khan continues with a new group. Hopefully the communication is only going to get better because I can only be in so many places at one time and talk to so many places. Talk to so many people with such a big team. I think that'll help. In general, I think we have a really great environment and great backstage. Overall, it's been a great summer for us, and it's only going to get better. A lot of the biggest stars in AEW have been out, so it's been great for us to maintain this position last week. All right, he just talks about the shows. Anyways, he continues here. There's a lot of really good camaraderie.
Things are really
momentum.
good in AEW right now.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. I can't get everybody on the show. It is challenging in some ways when you have 3 hours of television. I get that. If you're looking at our competitor that has 7 hours of television, the people in that company are twice as likely to be on TV if you look at it that way. It's very competitive for spots, but also means people have to do the most to maximize the time they do get, whatever it is, whether it's on TV or streaming. And I do think our TV show and the participation we've had from our fans and why we all feel so good this year, is it's great to be back on the road this year after doing the shows in lockdown and sometimes an empty stadium. Overall, I think the vibe is positive, and we're all really excited. It's a big time of year for AEW with All Out coming up, one of the biggest events on the calendar, and we approach one of our biggest TV events of the year coming up to New York for AEW Grand Slam. Those transcripts are from Fightful.
Yeah, I mean, that's, that's what he's going to say,
Of course, that's the answer that he would say is, we got a good group of people. We all like each other, good camaraderie. Our show's doing well. It's tough to get on TV.
Be happy if you're on streaming. Be happy if you're on YouTube.
Yeah.
Make the most of your appearance on Darker Elevation is what he's saying. Yeah. I guess if you want to take anything, if you want to try to get some silver lining here, him hiring those people, as he points out here, is a good step in terms of people actually being able to, talk to somebody there in the talent relations situation, liaisons, if you will. Mm-hmm. So hopefully that'll help avoid some of the mistakes of the past. But otherwise, it sounds like AEW is doing great. So
yeah. So I mean, and I guess the possibility of some people unfortunately getting less TV time it seems to be a possibility. We could segue to Dynamite now because we got a massive return to close the show. One Phil Brooks, you might know him as CM Punk, returned from injury to chase off the Jericho Appreciation Society as they were laying into Moxley and friends, Claudio, Ortiz, Eddie, Wheeler Yuta. He basically single-handedly destroyed the entire Jericho Appreciation Society, and had a stare down with Mox to close the show. Mox gave him the finger, bumped past him on the way out of the ring. Mox got no respect for Phil. So you would think this would be your main event for All Out. Punk made a point of showing that he could put all his weight on his foot. Mm-hmm. He's seemingly healthy enough to do a run-in. You'd think we got about a month, a little bit less than a month between now and All Out. Should be good to go. We'll get our title unification bout in Chicago. And I guess it makes sense while Tony Khan said to Phil, you don't have to vacate the title. We'll do an interim thing. Because he's been out, it'll be about 5 months. Mm-hmm. Wait, no, 3 months because it was June. It was June 1st.
Yeah,
June 1st he vacated, so 3 months, sorry.
Yeah, here's an idea. Keep him off Rampage. Like, you can have him talk on Rampage, but...
he shouldn't wrestle between now and All Out, period.
No wrestling at all between now and All Out?
No.
I was going to say, like, maybe one match. Because you want to shake off some ring rust, right?
I mean, you could train. That's what training's for.
Okay. Well, yeah, but that's not... As we've seen in the UFC, he can train only once, but it's not really a substitute for the real thing.
But here's the thing. He's been in plenty of wrestling matches. Prior to his first UFC fight, he'd actually never been in a UFC fight.
Man. I'm going to start coughing up a lung. Come on.
You're going to look like Sad Phil after you lost that first fight if I make you laugh?
I just said, don't make me laugh, please.
That means I'm going to make you laugh.
I know.
But yeah, completely unexpected to see CM Punk come back. It's a cool return. The crowd loved it. All Out shaping up to be a pretty awesome card. The finals for this trios title tournament happening at All Out. We got the brackets revealed during the show.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
A couple of surprises. I got to find them. Oh, here we go. So the first round matchups are: you got Death Triangle taking on Will Ospreay and Aussie Open.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Didn't anticipate that happening.
Yeah, that's really neat.
We had Roosh, Andrade, Dragon Lee versus Young Bucks and Mystery Partner. More on that in a minute.
Hey, did you never went back and watched that Dragon Lee versus on
I haven't yet.
Roosh, no. God, those guys were fucking just throwing each other all around. I really recommend it. Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I need to check it out. I do.
Yeah,
I know
good.
it. So I believe that's the left side of the bracket. The right side of the bracket was House of Black versus Dark Order. Wonder who's going to win that one.
Yeah.
And then Best Friends versus the Trust Busters.
Yeah, right.
That's Arya Daivari faction.
I am so bummed out. I had to. So I came over here because my house right now is going through the painting thing, and we're over at my sister's. And so I came over here, and I had like the audio on, and my phone was like down in the thing. And so it was just during a match, and I was listening to what was going on. It was the Ricky Starks match. It was pretty quick.
Oh, yeah.
She only lives like 5 minutes away. So I didn't miss a lot. But the thing, apparently, like while I was walking in or some sort of transition, I missed the Trustbusters and Parker Boudreaux on my TV. So I'm kind of sad about that. That's the only thing I missed tonight. Yeah, Trustbusters all the way, like to the end of this, right?
You would think so. No. As far as who the Young Bucks mystery partner is going to be, they tried to answer that mystery during this episode of Dynamite. They went to Hangman Page while he was in the Dark Order's locker room, and Matt was very contrite about his behavior, his actions, over the past year or two.
Yeah, he was getting emotional there.
He was, and he says, some of the best times, maybe the best times of my career is when we were all together.
Of my life,
we're all together.
Of my life is when we're all together.
Yeah, but when we were all together. And he misses those times, and he tells Paige, be our partner for the Trios title tournament. It would mean a lot. And Paige is like, I wish I could accept. But because Matt mentioned that he wished he could have congratulated Paige after he won the title, but he couldn't bring himself to do it. And he said, you didn't congratulate me, but these guys, Dark Order, did. And I'm going to be in their corner for this tournament. I can't be on your team and be in their corner, so I'm not going to be in the tournament, period. Not going to be a partner. Sorry, Matt. Sorry, Nick. Find someone who hasn't turned their back on you, is what he said.
Yeah. Is Kenny coming back for this thing?
Guess we'll find out next week, won't we?
I mean,
that's when their match against Rush and Andrade and Dragon Lee happened. I don't know who else it would be.
I was
Kota Ibushi.
I was thoroughly hoping. He apparently wants to go to AEW. I
saw that.
Read that.
But I think his shoulder's still all messed up.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I was hoping and half expecting, those dorks in the Dark Order to be like, hey, just go. It's fine. Just go and be with them. It's totally cool. It's not a big deal. We've got our trio. Mm-hmm. You go try to get another championship. Go with the Young Bucks. Look at him. He's got his dick out. He's apologizing. Yeah. Come on now.
Yeah.
But they didn't do it because they're a bunch of dorks. And House of Black are going to wipe the floors with them. So, yeah, I don't know. You got to think, I don't know. You'd think that somehow Hangman's going to end up with the Young Bucks.
You'd think so. I was wondering if they were, the Young Bucks just didn't have a partner to start the match. They're out there trying to do this 2-on-3. And Rush and Andrade and Dragon Lee were just wiping the floor with him, and he felt bad, like he was watching backstage, kind of sideways.
Yeah, sure.
Like they do at wrestling shows.
Right.
And he'd be like, "Gosh darn it, I don't want to see my past and hopefully future friends get destroyed like this. I have to go help them." And maybe that's when we get a moment where Johnny Hungy goes, "We understand, Hangman.
Yeah,
go help your friends." Because I'm sure he's seen the bracket and he understands that they're gonna get destroyed by House of Black.
Well, I mean, yeah, if they time this right, can't you just have House of Black wipe the floor with Dark Order first, on Elevation or something, where Dark Order belongs, and then because you're supposed to make the most of your opportunities wherever you are, and then after that, once his corner man duties are done, time to go with the guys who are going to win the whole thing, the EVPs. So go do that.
Yeah,
so I kind of expect that to happen.
Yeah, the segment backstage, I don't think in any way precludes Paige from actually being their partner next week.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they're pointing out here in chat, and they were an absolute dickhead to Cutler. Why don't they go with Cutler? He's a warm body.
Yeah, he's also a losing wrestler.
Super losing wrestler.
Yeah, and if they want to win, the Young Bucks, they're trying to maybe be friendly here to Paige, but at the end, they want Paige on their team so they could do what? Win.
Are they ever going to be like, "Hey, Cutler, sorry we're assholes to you always"?
If that happens, then the Young Bucks have, in fact, turned over a new leaf.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm thinking. Hangman
Until
needs
that
to
happens.
That's the thing. Hangman needs to pay attention to how they treat losers. Because Hangman treats his losers really good. He's like, "No, I'm ride or die with these losers."
He's ride or die with them when it's convenient for him, though.
Who, Hangman?
Yeah.
No, it's convenient for him to leave them for the Bucks to go and get this trio's gold, and he's saying
you remember when that thing happened with Cole and Redragon, and Dark Order was like, "Hey, we got your back, Paige. We're friends. And Paige's like, no, I already told Jurassic Express that we could that we could do this.
I don't know.
In a situation where he wants to win, he doesn't trust the Dark Order.
No, he shouldn't either. Yeah.
So it wasn't convenient for him to be friends with Dark Order at that moment.
You just threw old shit in there, man. Now
it was convenient.
Now, yeah.
Someone here in chat mentioned, I forgot, I didn't notice the name. My apologies. That it was convenient for the Dark Order to be there because that's just an easy excuse for Paige to be like, nah, Bucks, I don't want to.
Oh wow!
I need more than an apology.
Like you're seeing the bad side of people, man. You're expecting the worst out of them. Wow, interesting.
Don't to tell you. Otherwise, I mean, Dynamite was a fast-paced show. They threw a lot in tonight.
Yeah, they did. Why did Andrade wrestle with his shirt tucked in? He wrestled with his shirt on and tucked in. I kept on looking at this, being like, "Wait, is he in the match, or is he just really getting involved a lot in the match?" He had his shirt on, tucked in the entire time.
It was like a fast start, if memory serves. Maybe he didn't have time at any point because there was no let up. It's a tornado tag. You try to take your shirt off, you get attacked from behind.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I feel like it doesn't take.
So
that
he just
long.
thought, all right, I can't take the time to take my shirt off, much less untuck it.
It felt like some sort of weird protest. Like he's like Triple H is in charge, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh man, fuck this place. I don't want to be here."
So he tucks in his shirt.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. And then he comes backstage, and Tony's like, "Hey, why'd you have your shirt on tucked in the entire time?" "Fuck you."
Wow.
And then it keeps on going. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Well, figure that one out. All right, let's take a quick break here to get a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. Hey, Larson.
Yes, Steve?
You're a shoe guy, so let me ask you this question.
All right.
How well would you take care of your shoes if you had to keep the same pair for the rest of your entire life?
The rest of my entire life? Wow, I imagine I'd probably take really good care of them. Clean them all the time, like store them really well. I'd take really good care of them.
Of course you would. Yet we only get one brain, and a lot of us don't treat that with the same level of care. See, how we care for our brains and minds affect how we can experience life. So it's important to take the time and care necessary to keep them healthy. And there are plenty of ways you can support your brain health. You could learn a new language, or do what I do and take lots of power naps. Or you could try BetterHelp online therapy.
Yeah, there was a period in my life when I was dealing with severe anxiety and I had to look for some help. So I've been through the process of trying to find a therapist. I know how difficult it can be to find the right person to talk to. But BetterHelp online therapy makes that process much more convenient by offering video, phone, and even live chat therapy sessions.
BetterHelp can get you matched up with a therapist in less than 48 hours, and it's much more affordable than in-person therapy. And right now, Going In Raw listeners can get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/raw. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/raw.
And let's get a word from our sponsor, Athletic Greens. Steve, I'm sure you're aware of this. I have, in the past, been known to be a bit of a low-energy guy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I've heard you talk about looking for ways to turn you from low energy, Larson, to let's go, Larson.
That's true. I was on the lookout for ways to get my energy up until I discovered Athletic Greens and started taking AG1 because it offers up 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens that not only give me more energy, it also supports my gut health, my nervous system, my immune system, recovery, focus, sleep, mental clarity, and aging.
Lots of people take some sort of multivitamin. It's crucial to take one with the high-quality ingredients that your body can actually absorb. Athletic Greens is the one thing with the best things. Athletic Greens uses the best of the best products based on the latest science, has less than 1 gram of sugar, and has no nasty chemicals or artificial anything.
I'm a creature of habit and usually have a tough time working new things into my usual routine, but I've had no problem working in AG1. I just make a serving before breakfast every morning, and I notice the benefits to my energy levels and digestion pretty quickly. And AG1 can fit into your lifestyle, whether you eat keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, or gluten-free, and it costs less than $3 a day.
Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health.
To make it easy, Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/raw. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/raw to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
Before we get back to the show, let's get a word from our sponsor, Liquid IV. Now, we talk about it all the time here on the show. Larson and I like to play basketball every week, and we've come to realize that it's really easy to get dehydrated during these hot summer months.
Yeah, it is, and I'm sure you know this, Steve. When I'm out there playing basketball, I'm working hard, try to keep you out of the paint, hit my three-point shot. I'm sweating, and I'm sweating a lot. And the last thing I want to deal with when I'm trying to play some lockdown defense on you is dehydration, because it completely ruins my day on and off the court.
Oh, absolutely. It's ruined plenty of my days. When I get dehydrated, I get these nasty headaches, and I'm useless for the rest of the day. Just end up laying in bed staring at the ceiling.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like much fun, but now Liquid IV has become part of my weekly basketball routine. I'll usually drink some while we're playing and then some more after we finish, and I've noticed a pretty massive difference. I feel like I've been maintaining my energy level throughout our games, and I don't feel as tired or sore afterwards. Both my wife and I have been using Liquid IV when we're exercising or we just know we're going to be out in the sun. We even brought some with us on our recent vacation. Liquid IV has become such a huge part of our routine that we just had to order a bunch more to get us through the rest of this month.
Liquid IV is super easy to use, too. I just put 1 stick of Liquid IV in 16 ounces of water, and I'm good to go. Liquid IV hydrates you 2 times faster and more efficiently than water alone, and you have your choice of 10 refreshing flavors like Concord Grape, Lemon Lime, Pina Colada, and my favorite, Tropical Punch.
Yeah, I'm really liking Lemon Ginger. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. So go grab your Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code RAW at checkout. That's 25% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code RAW at liquidiv.com.
Anyways, it started with
oh man, this match was awesome.
The coffin match. Holy shit, Darby Allin with that skateboard immediately. Brody King got busted open with this elaborate...
It was 3 minutes. 3 minutes into the show. 3 minutes into the show that Brody got busted open.
It was that long? Because I swear to God, it felt so...
Well, like, you have the intro package. You have
right. Oh, yeah.
Show, introduction,
and it was just a wall of blood coming down his face. It was kind of awesome. Brody King is great, man. He's so awesome. This match was just rad. Darby Allin, of course, doing what Darby Allin does. It was a super overbooked match, of course.
It was. So about, I don't know, like 2/3 of the way through, lights go down, they come back up. House of Black is standing next to Brody because Darby is about to hit him with the suicide dive. Well, Darby says, the hell with it. He's looking for a suicide dive anyways. He runs to the ropes. Julia Hart trips him up. And then Buddy gets in there, chop blocks Darby, hits the jumping knee, hits his finish. He sets up a table on the corner. Malachi holds Darby against the table. Brody hits a cannonball on Darby through it. So Malachi says to Buddy, go open the coffin. So he goes open the coffin. Sting's inside. He's got his usual face paint on one side, and he's got like the same kind of face paint that Malachi has on his around his eye, because that's where he got misted. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
and so he starts clobbering everybody with his bat, and then he throws it to Malachi, who's sitting in the corner. Malachi,
mind you, this is a whole tangent story beat that's taking place in the ring while this match is supposed to be happening.
It's a coffin match, so it's no DQ, so that can happen.
Anything can happen, yeah.
Exactly. So Malachi picks up the bat, kind of looks at it, and just throws it down. He refuses to hit Sting with it, and then he leaves. And then he whispers something to Brody, walks up the ramp, and kind of slows down. Sting follows him, so they go backstage. So then Darby hits Brody with a suicide dive by the coffin. He tries to put him in it. Instead, Brody throws Darby into the barricade, body slams him on the ring steps, moves the coffin closer to the apron, picks up Darby and gets on the apron himself like he's going to hit a gonzo bomb in the coffin. Instead, Darby grabs the chain that Brody has when he comes to the ring, chokes him out with it. And at one point, Brody's just like dangling there while Darby's choking him out. Yeah. And this finish was perfectly done.
It was great. It was really good, yeah.
So Brody's out. Darby releases the chain, and it was perfectly executed. Brody just tumbles into the coffin.
Yeah.
Just perfectly laying down. He didn't even have to like position himself at all. Just perfectly laying down. And as he settles into the coffin, the door closes on him.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
Perfectly executed.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was really good. So once again, what is this, 3-0 now for Darby and coffin matches?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's his thing.
I do enjoy, number one, I like that House of Black seemingly is in like two kind of feuds right now. They've got the Sting thing going on, then in the background you got Miro targeting them. And and I like that Malachi and Sting's feud is basically just let's mill about, stare at each other, and then wait who's gonna jump first.
It's the battle of mystique.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah,
who has more mystique?
Yeah, and it's all like, oh, are you gonna do something first? Here's a bat. No, because if I jump first, then I'm the loser.
Exactly.
They should do a whole match like that. Oh, who's going to punch first? And they
just 20 minutes of them circling each other.
It's TV time limit. Yeah, exactly.
Then we got a Mox promo. And he says, I'm tired of people calling this the interim title. Did he say the FIY title?
I thought he said the FYI title, like for your information. He says, we got the FTW title. This one's the FYI title. But maybe he said FIY. I don't know.
FYI. Okay, he did.
Yeah, because that's a thing.
Yeah, I know. That's why I thought FIY. What the heck does that mean?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. though. I don't know what. I know what for your information means.
Yeah, I don't get what.
I don't know how it relates to what he's saying here, though.
I don't either. I guess I mistyped it.
He missed it.
So he says this title was forged in Cincinnati. He says this title is about pain and how much you can endure it. He says for the last 3 decades we've seen Jericho's fighting spirit in full display tonight. He says I'm a test that fighting spirit and push it to its breaking point tonight. If Jericho's fighting spirit doesn't break, his body will.
Where's he from again?
Who?
Mox.
Cincinnati.
Shit sounds whack.
I knew that was coming because John Elite said it in the chat here.
True World Order said it too.
Sorry, that's what I meant to say.
Hey, is there any chance Mox can win this match here coming up at All Out?
Of course, there's a chance. You know what? A couple of years ago, when we were doing our Friendo Awards,
yeah, right,
and Mox had the title for a while, and we didn't nominate him for Wrestler of the Year, which maybe that was an oversight. I feel like his case in this short 3 months he's had this belt is actually stronger because he is wrestling every week. Man. Every week he is out there having matches, different kinds of matches with a variety of opponents, and yet he's bleeding in every single one of them.
This dude is Mr. fucking reliable.
He is.
By the way,
said, I'm going to take this company, put it on my back, and we're going to, just get through these next few months while everybody's hurt. And then
people in chat are pointing out the obvious means fuck your interim. Yeah, look, man, I'm sick. I don't know this shit.
I'm honestly not that bright, so.
Bro, I kind of want Moxley to win this thing. I don't think he's going to because how do you do that? But like, man, keep that title on somebody who ain't gonna break their foot off. Who's gonna? Mox is unbreakable, man. This dude comes out there and he's bleeding. It's like a stuck pig. He's having killer matches against like Mance Warner. He's kind of the shit. Why don't you? I've never even been like a huge Mox fan, but lately I kind of am. And I don't know what he's doing different with his promos, but it's like he's inspired by some cool movie that I can't think of, but his promos are even kind of better now.
You know what he stopped doing? He stopped doing this stuff. The Axl Rose dance,
Right,
he stopped
yeah.
During his promos.
Yeah, there's like a subtlety to his promos that are really good.
He settled himself down.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's like all the energy that he used to do moving, it's just all bottled up now, is what it seems like.
Yeah.
And that's it's coming through in the subtext of what he's saying, not so much the Axl dance. Anyways, after that, we had Jericho promo. He says, after 2.5 years tonight, take back what's rightfully mine. I'll become AEW champ. I'll beat Mox, and I'll tell you why. Mox wanted to face the Lionheart, but be careful what you wish for, because Stu Hart wasn't some nice old man. He was a sadist. He says, it's something I didn't want to remember until tonight. Says, what I'm going to do to Mox isn't easily fixable, because he references Mox talking about painting the canvas with people's blood, that kind of stuff. And he says, I'm going to stretch the shit out of you, Mox. I was the first AEW champ. Tonight, I'm going to be the next AEW champ. I guarantee it.
Yep. Then we had info about the Trios tournament. We already talked about that a little bit. And then we had Andrade, shirt tucked in Andrade and Roosh versus Lucha Brothers in a tornado tag match. I love tornado tag matches.
I do too, and I took some notes here. They can't really paint an adequate picture of what this match was.
It's one of those matches, man.
You just have to watch it because it was mayhem and insanity from bell to bell.
I like that Roosh tied up Penta's mask to the ropes, and then Andrade came over and did the double knot, and commentary really flipped out over the double knot. And then JR went on a weird fucking tangent about Boy Scouts and Weeblos.
Because of the knots, yeah.
Because of the knots, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I miss the days when he's only there for the second hour.
Yeah, he was there for the full show today.
He was there for the full show. Yeah.
He was. Yeah. So after Penta got his mask tied to the ropes, he had to leap to break up a pin, and in the process, his mask came off. And so Alex tried to throw a backup mask in the ring. However, that was taken and by Andrade, and he throws it to the crowd. And then he throws Penta out of the ring. And this allows Roosh to hit Phoenix with Bull's Horn, which was nasty. That was a stiff Bull's Horn.
Yeah.
And then Andrade followed with a hammerlock DDT on Phoenix to get the win.
There were a couple times with Roosh and Penta where it seemed like they had something else going on there. Like they were laying
Roosh and who?
Roosh and Penta.
Oh.
Like they were laying in kind of thick. I don't know. It just sort of felt like I was like, oh, man, are these guys going at it? Interesting. So anyways, there was two of these awkward interpersonal segments tonight. The first one was, we talked about a little bit. We'll go through the details here. The Young Bucks walk into the Dark Order's dressing room, and they walk up to Hangman and his buddies there, and they're like, "Hey, man, they're doing their best acting. Thanks for saving our butts." Matt is a terrible actor. He's so bad at this shit. Hangman's actually pretty good, and Nick's pretty good.
Yes.
So anyways, he says, "Thanks for saving our butts last week. You didn't have to do that. The world's seen how we treated you. And if we could take it back, we would." He says, the favorite time in my career, in my life, was when the Elite were all together, the friendship, the bond. And we got to AEW, after we built this whole thing, it got a little weird. He says, I don't know if it was the money or the fame. He's like, but, I got selfish, and I'm sorry. They said, we're in the building where you won the world title, and I was so proud of you, and I couldn't just man up and say it to you in the moment. He says, I wish I had enjoyed the journey, because now I can't get those years back. He says, maybe we're bad people, but when we're around you, you bring out the good in us. Matt asked Paige if you'll be our trios partner. Will you be our trios partner? And then Paige says, man, I'd love to, but I can't. He says, you said you wanted to congratulate me, but you didn't. The Dark Order did. He said, but for this tournament, it's the Dark Order's chance. He says, they've got their trios. I'm going to be in their corner. Because of that, I can't be on your team. And if you guys have a partner, it should be someone who never turned their back on you. And then the Bucks leave. They're like, okay, well, thanks. They're cool about it. And then the Bucks leave, and Keller's like, hey, Matt, do you think that maybe Hangman was talking about me being your partner? That's like, shut up, you piece of shit.
Yeah. Yep, until they're nice to Cutler. Not much of a change. Then we got Luchasaurus versus Anthony Henry. Jungle Boy joined commentary. This match was very brief, so he wasn't there long, and he even said as much when he sat down. Because Luchasaurus wins quickly with it looked like a reverse Death Valley Driver type deal. Anyway, so Christian shows up at the Tron, and he says, impressive win, Luchasaurus. I was going to go out there and slap the shit out of Jungle Boy right now, but the people of Minneapolis don't deserve to see me in person. And while he's talking, Jungle Boy gets up from commentary, sprints backstage. He says, besides, I'm having too much fun. Jungle Boy sprints in. He tries to take out Christian. Security's there to hold him back. But then Luchasaurus runs in and lays security out. Pat Buck runs in to try to break it up. He headbutts. Luchasaurus headbutts Pat Buck, and they made that a thing.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to face discipline for that.
Do that. Yeah. After that, we had a Miro promo. He says, Malachi dragged me into the dark and saw that hell was empty because of all the devils are here. And then Julia steps in and tells Miro to embrace the gift. Give into it. And she's like caressing his face. And he puts her hand, slaps her hand around and says, there's only one woman who can touch the Redeemer. It's not you. And he says, tell the House of Black that I accept their gift because I'm going to use it to destroy them. And he says, and then he sort of turns. It's all dramatically lit.
It was really well done because his face of Julia, like his face was like kind of in shadow.
You just see like rim lighting there, yeah.
And he turns the other way, and then he turns towards the light.
Right, exactly. And he says, my warpath to my God is clear now, and it leads directly to the House of Black. Get to the chopper.
He's the best.
Yeah, he's pretty good, man. I like him.
Then we got a quick QT Marshall promo. Essentially, he's saying, what?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So is QT Marshall's thing, is this like a gag on the Tony D'Angelo thing? Did I not see this on Elevation? Because it seemed more obvious now than...
Yeah, it does seem like that, where he's offering protection.
Right, yeah, because I noticed it with like the Cole Carter thing, and I was like, oh, okay, so he's going from Tony D's group to his group, because is he now like a Dawn character? But even Tony's like talking like sort of like, I'm sorry, QT is sort of mimicking Tony's thing. Like, is that maybe somebody in chat watches Dark and Elevation and they know?
Yeah, maybe. Anyways, he pretty much says to Hobbs, you don't have to worry about Starks anymore. And Hobbs just says, he just tells him off. He says, don't let your problems become my problems.
Oh, so Joe Hansen says Camarado is supposed to be Tony D. Okay. So that's why he's got that whole outfit. Okay.
All right.
Boy, that's a lot.
It is. Then we got a Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Satnam Singh promo. Dutt says, no one has done to Wardlow what we did to him. Wardlow, you may think we're done with you, but we're not by a long shot. And Jay says, on Saturday, we sent you a message. And this is the message. Either you defend the TNT title against me again, or we're going to find you and take it from you. Wow. So then Wardlow walks out to the ramp, says, Lethal, you'll get another title shot tonight. I'm whipping all three of your asses. And then FTR has his back. They all hit the ring. Lethal, Dutt, and Singh drop to the floor. And then Sanjay looks under the ring for something.
Yeah.
We never find out what.
No.
And then eventually Jay Lethal gets the ring. Warlow punches him, and FTR hits him with a Shatter Machine.
Yeah, man. Pinnacle reunited. That'd be a hell of a trios team right there, man. Ooh.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, it's funny how many different like other trios possibilities that they left out of this tournament here.
I know.
Anyways, after that, we had a Jericho Appreciation Society interview.
Entertainers.
Daddy Magic says, I can feel it. History's going to be made tonight. Mox has had a hell of a run, but it comes to an end. And then Parker says, we've got a Jericho Appreciation celebration party going on back there with a hell of a spread, including a bit of the bubbly. But Shivani, you're not invited. And then Garcia once again addresses Brian. Says, you should appreciate me. I put you to sleep. I own you because I am the Dragon Slayer. And then Anna goes and, of course, as she does, choke somebody out.
Then we got Aaron Solo versus Ricky Starks. It was a really cool video package talking about their history. Former tag partners. I believe they were extra talented, right? That was their tag team.
If you say it is, absolutely.
I think that was their team name. The finish of this match was awesome too. So Starks is looking for Rochambeau. Instead, Solo reverses that into a Rana. Starks gets up pretty quickly, looks for a spear, and as he's doing that, Solo tries to do like a jumping kick.
Yeah.
Well, Ricky ducks that.
Yeah.
Rebounds off the ropes and then hits the spear on Solo. It was really
Solo
smooth.
was like mid spinning when he hit the spear too. It was
great.
Really smooth. This is pretty awesome here.
Yeah, it was awesome. So then Camarado hits the ring with the chair. Ricky ducks the chair shot. Hits Camarado with a spine buster. He's looking for a Rochambeau on him, and then Solo hits him from behind, holds him up so Camarado can hit him with the chair. However, Starks escapes, rolls to the floor. He's faced by the rest of the factory, so he takes off through the crowd.
And then
backstage,
and then QT Marshall trips over there. He tries to go over the barricade and just eat shit. It's hilarious.
And then backstage, Hobbs rips the TV off the TV stand and throws it to the floor.
Yeah. Later on, they were able to put the interview stage back together, though. But until then, we had a Gun Club interview. Billy's trying to figure out how his sons can ruin the one match he made famous. Stokely steps in. He says, hey, Grandpa Ass, it's past your bedtime. We've got some Insurant catering. So make your way there. And he's about to hand the Ass Boys his card. And Billy, bats his hand away, basically, and says, your jokes are old and unfunny. He says, you're about to have yourself a bad day. And then Stokely's like, ooh, okay, never mind.
And then Billy says, well, I got you a match to make
Oh,
up for what happened. And then Danhausen steps in and says, myself and the large bearded man are going to be facing you. We find out that large bearded man is Eric Redbeard.
Yeah, that was really cool. Fightful Select earlier in the day had mentioned that he was backstage. So I agree with Lou here. When she said this on Twitter, I agree. It should have been Captain Insano.
That would have been awesome.
That would be a hell of a team right there, Danhausen and Captain Insano, because Big Show's talked about bringing Captain Insano back.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
We got a best friends interview. I think it was Tony said, Orange, you wanted to show me something. And they just like best friends just high-fived or something like that. It was good.
Yeah, I didn't.
Seriously.
This is the one that I missed. So what happened?
So anyways, the Trustbusters stepped in.
Yeah.
And then Daivari says, I've been trying to get a hold of you, Orange. I've been texting you. It says, but here's what I want to tell you. Now that my trust is kicked in, I want to invest in the best talent in the... Oh, they're playing patty cake, says Will Terminator. I want to invest in the best talent. And all you got to do, Orange, is get rid of the best friends and join us. And Orange says, I don't know what you're asking me, but the answer is no. And so Daivari says, fine, you're going to learn what happens to people when they tell me no. So it was Daivari, it was Parker, and I forgot what the other guy's name is.
So that's the idea of the Trustbusters. It's a trust fund situation with Daivari.
Where Daivari has, his trust has come through, and he says he's the richest person in professional wrestling.
Okay, all right, that's cool. After that, we had Madison Rayne versus Jade Cargill. This was really cool. All sorts of distraction shenanigans from Kiera Hogan.
Yeah.
But no, this is really great, man. Madison Rayne, she still has it, man. It's fantastic. I'm glad they got her in the ring here. Unfortunately for her, she lost via a Jaded. And then as Jade was in the ring posing, Athena, who had been disguised as a baddie, gets in the ring, mocks her a little bit behind her back, attacks Jade. Kiera pulls Jade out of the ring, and then Athena picks up the TBS title. So that right there, she's not going to win because she picked up the TBS title.
Well, it's not the go-home. If the match was happening next week, I'd say you're right. But if
this
is
is probably going to happen all out, huh?
I still think Jade will probably win, but
yeah.
I'm not going to put a whole lot of stock in Athena picking up the TBS title.
Yeah.
So then we got a Tony Storm Thunderstorm interview with Tony Schiavone. Schiavone says that Chris Statlander is injured.
Yeah.
She was number 1 ranked contender. No more because of the injury. Tony Storm is now number 1 contender. And he gets Thunder Rosa's comment. And Rosa says, well, these things happen. It's not what I want to happen, but it is what it is. And Tony says, yeah, I didn't necessarily see things going this way either, but my goal here is to one day become the AEW Women's Champion. But first, I got a match next week, I think she said. Thunder Rosa says, well, I'll be for you there next week, but we're going to talk about all this title stuff another time. Like, she doesn't want to talk about it now.
Yeah. Again, one of these awkward, we'll talk about it a different time. And then it was announced on the Game of Thrones episode of the Dynamite. Yeah, we're going to get, this is going to be good. Danielson versus Garcia, best 2 out of 3s. That's going to be a killer.
Yeah, it's going to be excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Then we got
a main event. Lionheart. Chris Jericho. They had his Rob Zombie song.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Well, yeah.
Is that what it was? Because I know it sounded like a thing, but I didn't
White
bother.
Zombie. Sorry, White Zombie. It was Rob Zombie's band before he was Rob Zombie.
Right. Yeah. That's cool. And yeah, he came out and sort of, he had one of his old school vests on with a airbrushed lion on the back.
He had his own old kick pads.
Yeah, right.
With a lion on one leg and heart on the other one.
Let me ask you something.
Huh.
So, towards the finishing sequence, he hits a Judas effect.
Yeah. Oh, Mox buried all of Jericho's moves in this match. He was in the walls of Jericho for 3 minutes, dude.
Jericho also took forever and a day to make that pin after Judas effect. Should he have done Judas effect if this is supposed to be like a proto version of Jericho?
No, he shouldn't have. No, he shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have done a code breaker. He shouldn't have done the walls of Jericho.
Right, exactly. This is a previous version of Jericho. Yeah. This is like that episode of Star Trek where Picard was like still hella old, but he was an ensign because Q was meddling with the space-time continuum.
Yeah. But yeah, Mox buried all of Jericho's, like, every finisher he's ever had.
Yeah, I'm fine.
He was literally in the walls of Jericho for an entire commercial break.
Yeah.
He got out for a half a second. went right back in.
Mox is super tough though. He's not like Punk with like a foot that just shatters after a match on Rampage.
Still 3 minutes in the walls of Jericho, kicking out of a Judas effect, easily getting out of the Lion Tamer, easily
He's
towards
tough.
the finish.
Super tough.
Oh man,
that Mox is
completely no-selling all of his stuff. So, anyways, Mox, he escapes the Lion Tamer and then puts the bulldog choke or rear choke on Jericho after hitting a bunch of forearms to the back of Jericho's head. Jericho holds on for a bit, eventually taps. So Jake Hager and Sammy, earlier Sammy was in the crowd, and Jericho undid the turnbuckle covers to distract Aubrey, the ref, and then waved for Sammy to throw Floyd into the ring. Well, Sammy threw Floyd, but almost threw it out of the ring.
Yeah, man.
Jericho actually had to get out of the ring to get the bat to do the spot where he hit Mox with it. Not only did Mox bury Walls of Jericho, Judas Effect, Lion Tamer, he also buried, I believe, a title shot to the head, didn't he? Did he take a title shot to the head?
Yeah, he did.
And then a shot from the bat.
Yeah.
So anyway,
it's funny too when Jericho when he had improv and get out of the ring, like of course the ref, what's her name, Aubrey,
yeah.
Aubrey. Yeah, she had to do some mental gymnastics to not notice what was going on. Oh,
she had to have blinders on because she was walking,
yeah,
like from screen right to screen left as Jericho was walking from screen left to screen right to hit Mox.
Yeah,
it was funny. So, anyways, Hager and Sammy, they run down to the ring, they take out Mox. Jericho, the belt shot was so Jericho picks up the belt. Claudio, Ortiz, Eddie, and Wheeler, they run out to hit the ring. Of course, huge brawl breaks out. Garcia and 2.0 join the fight. Jericho's about to blast Mox with the belt. Maybe it didn't happen during the match. I remember title belt being involved. Cult personality hits.
Yeah.
CM Punk comes to the ring and just one by one takes out Parker, Garcia, Sammy, backdrops Hager out of the ring, clotheslines Jericho out of the ring, and JAS, they retreat up the ramp. So then Punk steps up to Mox. Mox is like, he's talking. I like this. He's talking to Eddie and Claudio and stuff. He's like, "It's fine. It's fine. I got this. Don't worry about it.
It's all good. Don't worry about it.
It's fine. It's good.
Yeah,
it's good." And he gets up and gets in Punk's face. We have a face to face. They kind of milk it for a bit. Mox flips off Punk, bumps past him on the way out, and like does like the stiffest chest bump I've maybe ever seen to Claudio while they're making their way up the ramp.
Yeah, and Claudio's all being his hype man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Mock, he's like you said, he buried everything Jericho gave him, and he's going to go down to a couple GTSs.
It's going to. For it to be logical based on this match, Punk has to hit him with like 20 minutes of GTSs to me believe that he's actually going to win.
Spamming the finish button.
Yes, exactly.
It's like growth hormones versus Suzuki.
Infinite finish. Yes, yes. It has to be 20 minutes of go to sleep. Otherwise, like I'm going to expect Mox to kick out of him.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He could be on GTS number 237.
Yeah.
Mox going to kick out because 20-minute mark hasn't elapsed yet.
Who beat Mox for that? Kenny beat Mox for the title.
Yeah.
Winter is coming, right? It was
but he had to cheat.
And it was the scumbag finish, wasn't it? Yeah, that's right. It was the whole Don Callis thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did Mox ever lose that title in the first place? God, that'd be amazing. YouTube says Punk getting squashed. Yeah, I kind of want Punk to lose that match, man. Now I'm just
maybe Punk has to turn heel to win. Get heel Punk out of this.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Wow, it took Punk being out 3 months for you to be over him. Wow, never thought that would happen.
Oh, man, I don't know. It was a long time coming, I guess. Let's talk about NXT. Apollo Crews with his precog.
Cognitive abilities, yeah.
Showing just a decimated diamond mine. Bathed in green light, Gallus confirmed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty neat.
Yeah, what'd you think of NXT this week, man?
It was fine. There were some good matches. The Roderick Strong versus Apollo Crews was excellent.
Oh, yeah.
That match was fantastic.
Yeah, it was really good.
I thought even the rounds match, it got off to a bit of a clunky start when they were just boxing.
Oh, I'm exactly in the same spot. I was like, it's not going to be 6 rounds of this. But then as soon as they took the gloves off, I was like, okay, this is all right. Yeah, this is cool.
It was fun.
And I love the knockout ending there. I thought that was really cool.
Yep. And then I watched this morning. I can't remember what the main event was.
It was
Cora and Zoe.
Yeah.
It was a solid main event.
Yeah.
So
we're going to get
the final little bit of setting up for Heatwave. And
Yeah, we're going to get at Heatwave, we're going to get loser leaves town match. So this is Tony D versus Santos Escobar.
Yeah.
If Santos wins, he gets
Legado
his
is
people back.
free.
Yeah, they are free. If Tony D wins, Santos leaves NXT, goes to main roster. But this is interesting. The rest of Legado stay with Tony D.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like is Santos just going to go to main roster on his own?
That'd be a bit of a bummer.
That would be a huge bummer. I kind of expected, like, I don't know. Because here's the thing. Elektra Lopez might actually like working for him because her revenue is up at the docks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I kind of half expect, because the thing about Tony D'Angelo, he kind of needs people under him. Because right now he just has the one dude.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of feel like, yeah, Santos, he's gonna go up to main roster, or he's just gonna be kicked out of NXT or whatever, which means main roster.
Yeah, which means main roster. Yeah.
Yeah, but it sucks if he's just gonna be there by himself.
I know.
He's gonna seem so lonely.
I know. He needs Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro.
And Elektra Lopez.
Yes, sorry, yeah. Let's just kick it off here. The show kicked off with Kiana James versus Nikita Lyons. Nikita got the win here. Spin kick and the split cover thing. And then she's celebrating the win. Kiana James blasts her from behind with a briefcase.
Yeah. After that, we have the Creed. I'm sorry. The Creeds watching film with Apollo Crews.
Oh, oops.
You even did the same thing I do. The Creed's watching film with Apollo Crews. And Julius is like, hey, man, thanks for watching film with us. You see things other people don't. And Apollo Crews is like, yeah, I fucking see the future, man. It's fucked up.
Yeah, I know.
He didn't actually say that. But Crews says, you know what? I'm a fan of you guys. It's an honor to be here. And Roderick steps in. What's this? What's going on? And Julius is like, well, this is film when we're watching it. He's like, what is this? And Julius is like, well, what the hell was it last week? You said you were going to be here and you weren't. And Roddy was like, that was a test. And you guys passed. And I'm proud of you. And Brutus says, he's like, no, man, you just lied to us. It's not a test. Julius says, we don't lie to each other in Diamond Mine. And then Apollo steps in, none of his business, says, you know, I have to admit, Roderick, it was pretty shady what you did. And then Roderick man, Apollo needs to take over Diamond Mine. How awesome would that be? Wouldn't that be great?
That'd be great.
So Roderick tells Apollo, he says, you can't be in Diamond Mine. You can't watch film with them. And then Cruz says, let's go watch film from the 6-man tag 2 weeks ago. How about that? And then Roderick says, how about I beat the piss out of you, and then we'll watch that film. How about that? And then he says the Creeds are going to be in my corner because it's Diamond Mine forever. And Cruz says, yeah, whatever. I'm going to go get that match made.
Yeah. When Cruz mentioned that match 2 weeks ago, I'm like, I don't remember Cruz being in a tag match against the Diamond Mine.
Yeah.
And he wasn't, because the film they watched was, because they went back and watched the film that Cruz was mentioning. It was Diamond Mine versus Tony D's family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and then Julia spotted something, but we don't know what that thing is yet. So anyways, we're backstage. Lash Legend, she walks up to Malik Blade and she starts talking about her match last week.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of talking on and on and on. And then we cut away from that as she's still talking. We get Wesley versus Trick Williams. It was a rounds match. So you could punch with boxing gloves to win a fall in a round. It was a pin or submission. If a KO or a DQ happened, match was over.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So the first fall happens in round 2. So round 1 is just all boxing, and I'm sure they tried to make it look, sometimes boxing matches can be a little clunky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're trying to anticipate and dodge and whatnot. So at the end of round 1, Lee is hitting Trick with a bunch of shots. Time expires. So they take the gloves off to start round 2. Mello distracts Lee, so Trick hits him with a pump kick to get the first pinfall. He's up 1-0. No falls in round 3. And round 4, Wesley hits a crucifix pin, ties things up at 1. And as soon as the pinfall is counted, Trick punches Lee, because he has a boxing glove on one hand.
Yeah.
Punches him, knocks him out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but it's between rounds, so it's not officially a knockout. So you get 20 seconds between rounds. So eventually in that 20 seconds, Lee gets to his feet. Trick hits a bunch of stuff. He eventually misses a kick. He gets his foot kind of stuck over the top rope, and then Lee puts together some offense, puts on a boxing glove, and hits a huge haymaker to get the win.
Yeah, that was a cool finish right there. After that, Thea Hale walks into Andre Chase's office. Ariana Grace is sitting there, says Thea gave her a black eye. And then she said, Thea says her and Bodie were both playing catch in the quad, and the ball got away from her. Grace says Thea ruined her face. And then Chase says they'll have a match tonight. Thea's pumped up. Ariana was thinking lawsuit. Chase says Chase can't make the match. Chase says he can. He says the incident happened on Chase U grounds under my jurisdiction. So there you
go. Then we cut back to the ring, and Carmelo Hayes dropping a promo. He says he's upset because he and Trick were supposed to have an hour-long celebration in the ring, but Wesley decided he was going to cheat. He says, so now I have time to kill. I want to talk about what happened last week. He said, I issued an open challenge, and Nathan Frazier thought he was going to pull a fast one on me, but like everyone else, he stepped up and got stepped on, and I still walked out the A-champ. He's about to leave. Nathan Frazier's music hits. So he's looking down the ramp, and while he's doing that, Giovanni Vinci shows up behind him.
He does the point thing. That was actually really funny. I like that.
That was. And he says, Mello, you're a top-tier athlete. You're making the North American title the most important title NXT. But you saw your life and your title reign flash before your eyes when my music hit. He says, Mello, you were lucky. That goof Nathan Frazier took my spot and saved you from me. I'll deal with Frazier when the time is right. In the meantime, though, why not have another open challenge for Heatwave, because there's nobody standing in my way right now. He says, Mello, you call yourself the A-champ, but all I see standing in front of me now is a guy.
Yeah.
And Mello says, if anything, Nathan Frazier saved you from me. He says, I look at you and I see the potential, but you're not me because what the heck? But Vinci is not. All right. I think he says, you're not me.
You're not me. He says, so at Heatwave we can put this. We can put this beef in the pot and let it cook.
Yeah.
He says, but I'll put you on a T-shirt and it won't be designer. He says it a lot more smooth than we do.
Yeah, I'm sure what he says here that I wrote down was really good. And I tried to write it down in my weird way of taking notes, and I just completely ruined whatever he said.
And then they go at each other and it doesn't work. And
they were counting and invading each other's moves.
This is going to be a sick-ass match, by the way.
This will be really fun.
Dude, I'm into the Giovanni Vinci stuff. I think it works a lot, but I'm really happy that he's out of henchman role. And when this stuff started, it was like, what is this cheesiness? But I'll be honest, this promo right here, I thought this was really solid stuff.
Yeah,
I
it was
thought
solid
he
stuff.
came off as less of a goof. And the whole pointing of the camera stuff, I don't know. It's his trademark. Is it corny? Yeah, it cracks me up every time. They're very creative with how they're doing it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm happy for him. I think he's really sort of getting into like who the Giovanni Vinci character is.
Yeah, I hope so. All I want is for it to be more than just him pointing the camera and smiling.
Yeah.
And I think they're heading that direction. Then we get a pretty well done Braun Breaker JD McDonough video package.
This was well done.
Hyping up the Heatwave match between them. We go backstage. Lash is still talking to Malik Blade about her match against Alba Fire. Idris No Face steps in, and she's like, "Oh, you're here. Let me catch you up." She keeps talking, and then we get to Thea Hale versus Ariana Grace. So the finish of this saw Thea dodge a huge punch from Grace, hits Grace with the forearm, and Grace is complaining about her eye.
Yeah.
So the ref's checking on her. And that allows Grace an opportunity to go and hit Thea with Wasteland, which popped Wade Barrett huge to get the win.
Yeah. Wait, what's the significance of Wasteland?
That was Wade Barrett's finish.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay. That's cool. When I think of Wasteland, I think of the Ascension. Was Wade Barrett a big Ascension fan? Welcome to the Wasteland.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Anyways, after that, Apollo Crews was walking backstage. This is always weird because like he's walking backstage and commentary's still talking. So you think that they're seeing this, but then we see his precognition. And it's like the Diamond Mine they're just laid to waste in the ring, just basked in green light. And then he sort of shrugs it off and he continues on.
Well, I wonder if it would be something if what Julia saw was maybe we didn't see it on TV, but like Joe Coffey was sitting ringside or something like that.
I want to go back and watch that now because whatever he saw, we could see.
I know. Then we go to the trainer's room, and the trainer telling Solo Sikoa that he has a PCL strain following his match against Von Wagner. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. Solo says, that's too long for me to sit out. Cameron Grimes steps in. He's mopey and sad. He says, yeah, Solo, you had a tough fight last week. Congrats on the victory. And Solo says, yeah, coming from you, someone who has the respect in the locker room, that means a lot. Solo says, I'm going to be watching Vinci versus Mello for the North American title next week because when I come back, that's on me. I got to get the gold for guys like you and me.
Mm-hmm.
And that just seemed to like really irritate Cameron Grimes. He just goes,
Well, yeah. That's the most condescending shit, man. I got to get that gold for guys like you and me who can't really. He said, man, I couldn't be the dumpster champ against Von Wagner.
Yeah.
I'm the dumpster champ. I'm street champ. After that, we had Apollo Crews versus Roderick Strong. Like you said, this match, dude, these dudes cannot put on a bad match. They're terrific.
This was great stuff.
Yeah, and then Crews wins with his new spine buster finish.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
After that, Lash is still talking to Malik Blade and Idris and Nofe. Idris, I did not see this part. I did not see. I saw the next one.
Right.
I didn't see this.
So Lash is still talking. Idris just says, Lash, you lost. And then she gets mad that she got interrupted, and then Pretty Deadly step in and pretty much say they're going to wipe the floor with Idris and Malik during their match later.
Okay. And then Santos is driving. He's on the phone. He's like, I'm going alone, but if anything goes down, I'm going to give you guys the legato signal.
I kind of wish something would have gone down. I don't know what the legato signal is.
I know, right? It's like it's spotlight with either an L or an LDF or,
something.
I don't know. Yeah, I want to see the legato signal.
Exactly. Next, we had Leon and Feroz backstage talking to Sangha. Caden Carter, Katana Chance step in and say, hey, we're going to be fighting champs now that we're tag champs. Our paths are going to cross again, and we'll have no problem defending the titles against you. So they leave, and then Faraz and Leon are like, we don't know if we're ready for a title shot yet. And Sangha says, hey, you remind me of Chance Carter. They worked hard. They faced obstacles. They eventually became champions. Next week, I'm going to take you somewhere where we can help you find some balance.
Oh, wow. Remember power? Maybe he's going to give him some power balance.
Power balance, yeah.
It's
the titanium in them, right?
Hilton used to wear those things, Yeah, he's like, hey, you remind me of the tag team who's been here for 3 years before they won anything.
I know.
So maybe in 3 years.
I went through half a dozen gimmicks, yeah.
Yeah. He's like, look, just go through half a dozen gimmicks, be here for 3 years, you'll be fine.
We had the Creeds watching some more film with Damon. He was running the tape deck, and by that I mean the laptop.
Yeah.
The match was Dynamite versus Tony D's family, and so that's the match that Apollo Crews said, hey, let's watch that film. The segment earlier, and at first they're confused as to why, and then Julia spots something. It tells Kemp, hey, run it back, and that's when Roddy storms in, and he was asking, where were you at?
Yeah.
And then Brutus says, Roddy, it was a test.
And you passed.
You passed.
Roddy said, I didn't pass anything. I lost that match.
Yeah. And then Julia says, I watched the film of that 8-man tag match from a couple of weeks ago, and man, we got larger issues. And if I'm right, I'm going to deal with that problem with that person next week. And Roddy says, I'm not the problem. Apollo's the problem. The outsiders are the problem. I know what's the best for Dynamite, and Apollo's just an idiot.
That shit was pretty funny.
Yeah, Roddy was pretty funny this week.
I didn't pass the test. I just lost to Apollo Crews. Oh, that's funny. So then we have this elongated.
Oh, it's so long.
Tony D'Angelo.
It's a lot of talking just to get them to have another match.
Yeah. So basically, the idea here is Santos says, because you beat Ciampa in a loser leaves town match, let's run that kind of thing back again. And if but this is a wildly like, because Tony even says, you people are your guys are starting to fall in line. Now they're becoming part of my system. And Santos is like, no, they need to be free. So he puts their freedom on the line, and he goes to main roster. He's like, I get several $100,000 a year pay upgrade if I lose this match. So finger poke
of doom coming up
exactly.
Here. Well, I mean, like Santos tied whatever authority Tony has as Don to beating Ciampa.
Mm-mm.
He said the only reason you're Don
that's when he became Don. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so essentially what he's doing is testing Tony's legitimacy as Don here.
Right, yeah, which is valid because I don't even, before he had Legato, he just had that one dude after he killed the other guy.
Yeah. And then that guy swam to AEW apparently.
He did, exactly, yeah. So anyways, after that, we had a little bit where Tiffany Stratton walks into her dressing room. Wendy Chu is there. She has some night goggles. She turns off the light, beats up Stratton, turns the lights back on, says this isn't over, and then leaves.
Yep. And then we got Pretty Deadly versus Malik Blade and Idris and No Faye. At one point, Pretty Deadly, they're mocking Brooks and Jensen. So Brooks and Jensen come to ringside. That allows Blade to get the hot tag to Idris and No Faye, who has the best cape in all of wrestling.
He does, yeah.
The finish, though, saw Elton Prince put a chair in the ring. Blade takes him out with a tope. Kit picks up the chair. Then Briggs gets on the apron to take it from him. Well, Idris charges. Kit sends him into the chair, which Briggs is holding now. And then Pretty Deadly hits their finisher, spilled milk, to get the win.
Yeah, this is the first time, and I'm sure maybe you've heard it before, I don't know, but it really popped me when Wade Barrett referred to Idris Enofe's elbow as Idris Elbow. That made me fucking laugh, dude. Let's see here. So more of this shit. Grimes is about to leave. He's approached by Schism. Gacy asks Grimes where he's going. He's like, I'm going home. And then Gacy asks, to who? And then Grimes leaves.
Grimes just leaves.
Yeah.
Just up and leaves.
He's like, no, man, I'm actually going to the Denny's.
He is George Michael from Arrested Development in that one scene where he's just walking.
Yeah, he is.
Down.
Yeah.
That's Cameron Grimes' character right now.
Yeah.
Then we got Nikita Lyons, Zoe Stark backstage. Zoe's warming up for her main event bout against Cora Jade. And Nikita says, well, I got my win. Now it's your turn. Cora's not going to stand in the way in your way to win the NXT Women's title, just like no one's going to stand in our way of becoming WWE Women's Tag Champs.
Mm-hmm. There was a Toxic Attraction video package after this, but it just spotlight. If I'm not mistaken, didn't this just spotlight?
It was Gigi and JC, yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, they might end up jumping Mandy out of Toxic Attraction.
So it was JC likes rock music. She was at a record store.
Right, and then
looking through some vinyl.
And then Gigi was at a bar drinking some some soda, I think. Might have been something in it, but like the last one, it just looked like she had a Pepsi and she just like throws it on the ground. It's this shit's flat.
Yeah.
There's no syrup in this.
I know. You even water down your soda.
What is this crap? Your jukebox sucks. After that, we had an Apollo Crews interview. He says, tonight was a huge victory. He's super hyped up. He was like, tonight was a huge victory. He's like, I don't like Roddy, and I definitely don't trust him. But I'm stacking up wins and gaining momentum. And then Grayson Waller steps in. And he says, congratulations on your win. He says, let me ask you something. Why are you here? To take from me. He says, the rest of the locker room is too scared to say it. He says, but I'm going to say it. You're not welcome here. He says, I've already run one wrestler out of here. I've no problem making you next. And then Cruz is like, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and have at it. Try. I'm right here, man. I'm right here. And then Waller just saunters off. He's like, where are you going? Why are you leaving? I'm not going anywhere.
And then we had our main event, Cora Jade versus Zoe Stark. It's a pretty hard-hitting bout. A lot of strikes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In the end. So Cora, seemingly she's taken inspiration. Remember Tony D'Angelo used to keep the crowbar hidden between the ring post and the ring steps? That's like where you hide weapons now. Yeah. But the problem is with the kendo stick is that it's longer than that bit where you could hide it there. So to try to disguise, to camouflage the kendo, she just painted it black.
Or wrapped it in black tape or something. Yeah,
something like that.
This time, yeah.
And so she gets that at one point. Tries to hit Zoe with it. Zoe evades it. So at one point, Cora hits sliced bread. She sees her kendo stick over there on the apron. She goes to get it. Well, Roxanne goes over there, takes it first, and then Zoe hits her super kick and then her finisher to get the win. Roxanne gets in the ring, says she's got the kendo stick. Says, Corey, you got nowhere to hide now. Takes a huge swing with the kendo stick. Cora ducks, runs out of the ring. Roxanne follows her. And then Mandy, who is on commentary for the match, tries to blast Zoe from behind with the title. Zoe ducks, hits Mandy with her finish, and holds up the title. See, this is go-home math that you can believe in. Zoe Stark is not winning that title.
Mandy Rose took a nasty spill, too, because I think her title was right there when she took that finish. Looked pretty ugly. And that's your NXT. Let's talk about the G1. What a night for the Enforcer. While we're all sitting there, all laying in bed, sleeping, teeping. Enforcer was cleaning house last night.
5 for 5 is what you got here. Okada beating Tom Lawler. Zack Sabre Jr. House of Torture or
House of Dickheads.
Defeated Evil.
Snooze, you lose. House of Torture. House of Dickheads.
Tama Tonga beat Great Khan. Hiroki Goto defeated Go Ace Hiroshi Tanahashi, and then LP defeated David Finlay.
I'm not going to put up with these bollocks, eh? House of Torture. House of Dickheads.
Yeah.
God damn. Jr. His fucking promos do you remember last G1? He was just complaining about Boris Johnson the whole time.
Yeah,
I can't win these matches when Boris Johnson's in office still. Oh God, he's so fucking good, man.
Yeah, he's on a roll when it comes to promos right now.
He really is. So yeah, like you said, Enforcer's up. He's got 80 points for August predictions. Yeah. I'm in second place, but I'm still 8 points behind at 72, and you're trailing at 12 points behind the lead.
The only hope I have is surpassing you, and then everything goes right for me in the semis and finals, and nothing goes right for him. That's the only. The odds are long for old Larson.
Yeah,
your odds are a bit better because you're within striking distance, assuming that things go your way in the finals.
I'm getting the box ready, getting it ready to send the old Big Red over to the Enforcer, and yeah, because this is a fucking wall he's built, man.
Yeah. This is.
I mean, it was just yesterday that there was that controversy over Larson math, where he was all of a sudden he lost like a bunch of points, and now he was like no sweat.
Yeah, perfect night.
Yeah, perfect. I'll have a perfect night. Something he chose to do a month ago or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we've got some questions over here. People want us to answer them.
Sure.
On the Patreon. David Matushek says, considering that the Game of Thrones prequel series House of Dragons is sponsoring AEW next week, do you expect the Iron Throne to make an appearance? If so, who should sit on it?
No, Cody's not in AEW anymore. Otherwise, I'd say yes, maybe.
Right, yeah. Yellow Flash said, should Miro join House of Black?
No, he's going to run through him.
Blake Whitehouse says, he says, I suffer from hemophobia, a fear of blood.
Mm-hmm.
AEW can be very hard for me to watch. Do you think they rely too heavily on blood to tell a story in their matches? I don't think they rely on it too heavily. I think it's sort of Mox's thing, especially Mox. Yeah. Like other people do it, but I
thought it was pretty effective in the Brody Darby match. Like immediately, Brody got busted open.
Yeah, it was a lot too. It was kind of obscured by his makeup, but it was a lot of blood.
It was a lot. Jorge here asks, which group would you rather be in, Diamond Mine or Jericho Appreciation Society? If I could deal with Roddy yelling at me all the time, I feel like Diamond Mine would be pretty fun.
Whenever Roddy's not around, it seems like Diamond Mine's a joy to be with.
Mm-hmm.
And then Roddy shows up. And I get the feeling once he's gone, they just talk shit about him and laugh about it anyways.
Exactly.
No, Julius would be the leader there, man.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, great. Alex Foster says, you've been forced to join Joe Gacy's faction.
Oh, gosh.
In order to help grizzled young veterans steal his wallet.
All right.
What changes would Gacy make to your appearance when you join?
I'd be losing my beard.
What was that sound?
It's a motorcycle just drove by.
Okay.
Oh, my mic actually picked that up usually.
Yeah, it was like it was right outside your room there.
So every once in a while, a motorcycle will drive by or someone with like the bass cabinet in their vehicle.
Yeah.
And that's really loud.
Yeah. Yeah, Maggie's got it right. You're losing the beard. I'm shaving the head.
Uh-huh.
That's how it's going to, like my eyebrows too, or something weird.
Probably, yeah.
You know.
Probably.
Let's see here. Dog Authority figure says, does AEW use the mask removal trope too often?
For lucha matches?
Well, you know, they keep on stealing Pentagon's mask.
No, I don't think so.
Excuse me.
No, I don't think so.
Let's see here. Xavier Gray says, is Kiana James going to end up being like the new Drew Gulak with PowerPoint presentations and whatnot?
I don't think so.
Will the rest of Legado be called up to main roster with or without Santos? It seems like he's going to get called up, but they're going to stay. I can understand maybe like Elektra Lopez staying. I can get that because I think she still needs some time in NXT.
Oh,
the other two,
Wild was in like Impact for a decade.
He didn't he come up with like the Impact logo or something?
Something like
he came or Ring of Honor's logo. I forget what it was. He came up with somebody's logo. Yeah, I know. Those
DJZ was wrestling forever.
Yeah, they need to. Those dudes need to go to main roster.
Yeah, yeah. He started wrestling in Impact in 2011.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Impact. I think off and on for 8 years, 7 years. Sorry. My goodness.
I know. We're almost done. I turned off my mic so they didn't hear that last one.
Oh, good.
You heard just you. Just you.
Just me.
Shavon says, since the Undisputed Elite is not in the brackets or trios tournament, what team will face the Bucks in the finals? Or is it all?
I don't think it's a certainty the Young Bucks win it.
Not if they only have two people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What? Okay. Who's on each side again? Let's break this down.
So you got
House of Black.
You got Death Triangle taking on Ospreay and Aussie Open. I think Death Triangle wins that.
There, yeah.
And it will make, if the Young Bucks aren't going to win the tournament, then have them lose to Rush, Andrade, and Dragon Lee, so we get Death Triangle versus Rush, Andrade, and Dragon Lee. Oh,
that makes sense.
That makes all the sense in the world.
That makes a ton of sense.
And then it's House of Black versus Dark Order. House of Black advances, and then it's the Trust Busters versus Best Friends.
Best Friends are going to win that.
Yeah. And then House of Black versus either Death Triangle, which there's a long story there.
There's a story there.
And have House of Black win that. Or House of Black versus Andrade and Rush and Dragon Lee.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good point.
I wouldn't be surprised if House of Black wins those trio titles.
Yeah, that could be. Let's see here. Oh, Steve Klein says, what's your best version of Jericho?
Or what's our favorite version of Jericho?
I guess so, yeah.
For me, it was probably WCW Jericho, where he had Ralphus.
Yeah, dude, that was the best. That was so awesome.
Because every week it just felt like it was something fresh and different he was doing.
And you could tell that like the higher ups at WCW like weren't really paying attention, but he was getting super over.
Mm-hmm.
I watched his WWF debut again. My God, it's the best debut ever, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. So Luis Areza says, explain the differences between the different Jerichos to someone who's never watched wrestling. I mean, I'll just make it simple. It's just different phases of his career.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Lionheart Jericho, I guess, is the guy who wrestled in Japan and came straight out of Stu's dungeon.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was him up through WCW, and then when he came to WWF, then he was Y2J.
They should have done Thrill Seekers Jericho.
There you go. Have Lance Storm show up.
Because I know at one point, I remember in one of his DVDs or something, he was talking about, oh yeah, and then I came to this territory, and that's where I learned how to cut a promo. Well, they should get the that Jericho, and then when he cuts a promo, he just sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I want to see. If he's going to be an iteration, he needs to exclusively use.
I agree.
What he's gained at that point.
I agree 1,000%.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to do something. Well, we're going to end on this one. Oh, actually, hold on. Mary Planet Houston says, with everybody returning from injury now, is AEW about to go on a roll and be really good? Or are there bigger issues than just wrestlers being hurt? I think their main issue is people are hurt.
Well, I think that's part of it, too. But then, that for a while, they haven't had like that A story kind of running as the thread through the show.
Yeah, and I think they're related though. That's my point.
That's entirely possible.
Yeah.
That is entirely possible.
When you have like maybe ideas for stories, like who knows what Punk would have been doing right now. And he goes down, it's like, okay, well now I have to wait a couple months. I have to stitch stuff together. I mean, look, they still really need to work on their women's division. Like you need to devote to cable TV time, not YouTube time. You still need to do that. That's still a thing. But if we're strictly talking about like the injuries versus the stories, I'm just trying to do something. We're going to end on this one. You're backstage at catering, eating good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're just in it, right? You got Reese's pie right there. You got some prime rib. What would make you put your food down to make the save for each other? For me, it's no less than bloodletting. It's like, he's fine, but he's not bloody yet. Okay, he just cracked him open. Okay, scarf a bunch.
I mean, I feel like for you, if you're bleeding a little bit, I feel like you can hold your own still. It's like great bodily harm. Like you're on the verge of getting your head crushed, your arm broken.
Okay.
Thrown down a flight of stairs, something like that.
If you're in a bulldog choke from Mox.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to fuck with Mox, so I might be like, sorry, dude.
So I'll run over and pull his other earring out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mox he'll bury all my shit.
Because I kind of feel like if you get busted open, there you go, then you're earning your stripes,
Oh, that's
people
a good
have
point.
respect for you if you do that. If you get busted open and you manage to fight back, you're going to earn the respect of everybody.
You might end up in the combat club.
Yeah.
Might end up there.
Yep.
Dang MQ says, what if Hilton was attacked? Oh, I'd get some popcorn.
Seconds.
All right, everybody. That's going to do it for us. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you later.
Or prime rib at the catering. We better get that before someone else gets it. He'll get beat up.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, man. This is even better. This is even better when Hilton gets his ass whooped.
Watching a movie is fun. Watching a movie with snacks is better, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Stone Cold Steve Austin impersonator Phil McDonald here to tell you to go support Going In Raw and Friendo Club at patreon.com/Steven Larson. They got bonus episodes, ad-free audio, a weekly newsletter rounding up the weekend wrestling news, and a bunch more. Patreon.com/Steven Larson. Go support or get hit with a stunner.